680's Richard Southern joins us now. And Richard, the British pound on the move today following the attack in Manchester.
Yeah, that's right, Francis. The pound sterling moving lower against the U.S. dollar and against the Canadian dollar following those devastating headlines and the devastating footage coming out of Manchester last night. The attack there, the worst in the UK since 56 people were killed in the 7 July London bombings. That was back in 2005. The London stock market fell 11 points. However, most other world equity markets, including the Bay and Wall Street exchanges, gained ground. Ever since 9/11, the impact on markets from terror events has been declining. It seems we are, and the investment community is, getting desensitized to these type of events, as horrific as they are. Global markets seem to move on quickly now from these type of events. But the pound sterling bit lower. Francis takes $1.76 Canadian to buy one British pound.
Well, there's a new Manulife report out, Richard, that says that many homeowners would be in trouble if interest rates even move slightly.
Yeah, very shocking numbers, really, in many ways. When you look at these, Francis, 70% of Canadians would be unable to handle a 10% increase in mortgage rates. 24% of homeowners have been caught short in paying the bills in the last year because they're putting so much of their income towards their mortgage. At the same time, for most Canadians, their home is vitally important to their financial well-being. 41% of baby boomers say their home accounts for at least 60% of their wealth. You have to remember, mortgage rates are at historically record low levels. So the fact that so many people would be unable to handle an increase shows just the shaky footing that Canada's housing market might well be on, Francis.
Yeah, very precarious. This next story is about IKEA, and you may want to check your basement for old IKEA pieces because vintage furniture that you have to assemble yourself is going for big bucks.
The market for vintage IKEA furniture is apparently incredibly hot. I want to show you some of the pieces that have been selling. An IKEA Aki sofa made in the 1950s brought $3,700 at auction recently. IKEA's Temba bookshelves, also from the 60s, selling for almost $4,000. IKEA clam chairs, $4,000, Francis. A lot less than you would have paid for them initially. IKEA clam chairs selling for $65,000 at auction. They were made back in the 60s. Experts say there's a huge demand, greater than ever before, for this type of vintage IKEA furniture, and it's affecting markets all around the world. So go check your basement when you get home, Francis.
Is it the same wrench? Is it the same Allen key? That's what I want to know.
I would think so. It's probably been it's been difficult throughout the years to put it together.
Yeah,
I mean,
no kidding.
Frustrating no matter what decade you're in.
So a massive amount of Titanic artifacts are now sailing toward auction.
Yeah, so this is interesting. There's a company out of Atlanta, Georgia, and they're called Premier Exhibitions, and they are the sole legal guardian of Titanic artifacts, and we're looking at some of the ones they have here. They've been brought up from the shipwreck, and this company has 5,500 of these items valued at more than $200 million. They're on display in Las Vegas currently. Here's the thing, though. This company, Premier Exhibitions, has filed for bankruptcy, and they need to sell these artifacts to pay their bills. So this is going to be a massive sale coming up later this year, and the market for Titanic artifacts has never been greater. A fur coat worn by a first-class passenger sold for $235,000 earlier this year. Francis, even a cookie from the lifeboat survival kit brought more than $20,000 at auction.
Wow, a cookie. Is it still in its package?
It's a little bit hard, a little bit stale, but these items, all told, they could bring $220 million at auction, they say, Francis.
Crazy. So Netflix has been digging into its data and looking into what people watch at what time of the day.
Yeah, I found this quite interesting. Netflix today actually marking its 15th year as a public company, and they out some of these statistics. Breakfast time, viewers are 34% more likely to view comedies during the breakfast hours and at other parts of the day, things like Master of None. During lunch, viewers are 5% more likely to view dramas, things like The Crown or Orange is the New Black. In the evening, around 9 o'clock, thrillers see a 27% boost in viewing, and after midnight, it's documentaries that see a 24% uptick. And they said, by the way, at 20 after 5, everyone stops watching Netflix and they put on City News, which I thought, wow, that's a lot. Everyone actually turns it off and puts me and Francis on, so that's pretty cool.
That's very good. And the documentaries, I mean, there are some great documentaries, but maybe people are trying to fall asleep. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you know, making a murderer and you just drift off, you know, puts you right out.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much, Richard.
Thanks.